Guess what I'm doing?
Something to do with the clock. Sorting the clock out. They look like batteries.
Guess where they come from?
Don't know.
Massive thanks to, who was it?
Can't remember.
To one of the viewers.
Somebody in the comments.
Had a mysterious parcel arrive in the post, didn't we, the other day?
Yeah.
Pack of 4 new AA batteries. Turns out that he left a comment that you read.
Yeah.
Saying, did you find your batteries for the clock? So that man, oh, we only need one.
Really?
Only need the one. So big thanks to that man.
Well, what he's just done there is supplied us with, well,
probably about
7
years of battery life.
Yeah, that's ideal.
The trouble is the Barum engine's budget could not stretch to another battery. No. That's why it's been offline since about Christmas. What's the time?
What do you mean? Oh, I don't know. I forgot you'd need that.
5:05, I expect.
5:04.
5:04. So yeah, whoever it was, thank you very much indeed. We now have a clock that works.
Ideal.
So yeah, and I didn't fall off the ladder. Oh, right. Stick this one in the drawer because that's a good one.
Keep it safe.
Safe. So what we've got going on, something a bit different to the Cozzies. John's off. Right, down your lot, we've got a BSA 250 barrel.
Bloody hell.
I'm sure there's a lot of people watching going to get excited over that. We see a lot of the old British bike stuff, don't we?
Yeah, we see quite a bit.
We need to start putting a bit more on the channel, I think.
Yeah.
Because people are interested in it. So this is a BSA 250. It's a little one, usually bigger than these that we get.
Tiny, isn't it?
He's a little, isn't he? And it's a usual story, mate. We've done quite a lot of these as a local chap, a couple of chaps actually, and they get involved with quite a lot of this sort of stuff. So it's been bored out to maximum, needs a bore, so we've got to take it back to standard with a liner. So we've been in touch with Westwood. They have gone and bought a standard piston. So we've bought a liner off Westwood liners, who we get our liners from.
Yeah. Most
of them anyway. It's not a top hat liner, so it's got to be a decent interference fit in this.
Yeah.
So we've done it with 3 thou interference. It ain't coming out, put it that way. And it comes too long, so I have to trim it off. Put it in. So the stages of putting a liner in one of these, I'm just in the process of boring it now. There's about 2.5 mil to come out the thing.
Right.
So you can see down the bottom there.
Oh yeah.
See the cast.
Too long.
Yeah, you don't take all that out, but the liner just sort of go as much as we need be without taking that out.
Yeah.
We need to face the bottom of it just to get the liner flush. There's 2 notches which are obviously for the con rod. So
right,
the con rod doesn't encroach in the bottom of the line, so we need to cut those. What I do is I bore it, leave a couple of thou in for honing, take the notches out at the side, then we hone it afterwards.
Yeah.
And we've obviously got a face. I've left it like 0.5 mil proud at the top. You can see how thick the liner is.
Oh yeah.
So we just need to face the top there and it's all done, mate.
Yeah, ideal.
Nice little change in it from the car stuff and that. Earlier on, wherever that's gone, where's that block that John did?
It's in the wash.
In the wash.
It's the one you meet. It's the same one.
So this block here, look, we put some liners in this earlier. Forget what this is now. Perkins, is it?
Yeah, it's Perkins.
It's a Perkins.
Going in a yacht.
Nice. So you can see we've put liners in this. Now these type of liners are not a fully finished. They're an interference liner that we have to bore out afterwards. Well, meant to be a push-in that we've got to bore out. So got to get the old ones out, which is a bit of a mission. Clean up the housings. Press these ones in. There is slight interference on this, and then we have to bore it out. So there's about 30 thou to come out.
Yeah.
I've bored those, but as you can see with this,
massive lip there, isn't there?
There is, yeah, they protrude, so the gasket sits over that, so you can't face the block afterwards. We faced the block beforehand, then you put them in, board it, and John's just finished honing it, so that's all done, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he said he's just got to double check the heights and then
Right.
because I think he said he might have left 5 thou too much on purpose so he can face it.
Ah,
I'm
so
not sure.
you set it up and then just face it and get the heights of the liners right.
Yeah.
So there's a sort of routine of doing this sort of stuff, but yeah, you don't just machine them flat.
No.
Like you would a lot of other stuff. We haven't had a look inside a gearbox, have we? For the
we
A-Series. Let's have a little look round here, look. So this is the sump / gearbox off an A-Series Mini. So this is off the one that I'm sure that you had to cut the flywheel off.
Flywheel one, yeah.
And as you can see, this is a pretty standard looking sump really, but with a gearbox in it.
Sump that side, gearbox this side.
So the only downside I would say to something like this is if you don't keep it serviced, you've got the engine oil, the gears that run in the engine oil, so if the engine oil gets a bit crappy...
Well, it goes both ways, doesn't it? Because, I mean,
does, really.
A lot of gearboxes are designed so that they can sort of start breaking up a bit and they still work.
Yeah, that's right.
But engines ain't the same, are they? Engines are...
No.
You get a bit of that in the bearings, you're done for.
Yeah. But, you know, when you
ways,
think about it, when you consider how old these engines are, it's a good old design, really, that, isn't it?
They do hold up.
It's clever.
Yeah. As long as you,
Saves
like you
having a
say, as
gearbox
long as you
hanging off the
service
back.
them, then it's ideal.
Yeah. And I mean,
You've got
really,
your diff in there as well.
you look at the condition of the gears in there, they're pretty good.
Yeah, they look pretty mint.
Bob Tucker, local, I suppose, semi-retired mechanic now. He's been involved with these for years. He's done loads of these gearboxes. If we ever want an A-Series gearbox doing, Bob normally does it for us. And he says very rarely they sort of knacker up the gears, just usual synchros and bearings and what have you. But yeah, good design that.
Very compact, isn't it?
Very compact, yeah. Bit of a weighty motor when it's all built up,
It's
mind.
heavy, isn't it?
You've got the gearbox, cast iron, everything.
Yeah.
Heavy.
Small but heavy.
It is. So yeah, that's that.
What are we doing with that Ingenium thing?
So that is the Ingenium.
Yeah.
It's an Ingenium engine.
The ingenious design.
Apparently done the crank.
Yeah, it
John
has.
said it scrapped the crank, but it actually come in because the block needs a liner. Got a bit of a mysterious mark in the bore. So how many liners?
Does it say Jaguar Land Rover in the bore or something?
Yeah. I don't know what the availability is like on bits for these.
Well,
But
basically
apparently
brand new, aren't they, these things?
Apparently getting an engine's a bit of a nightmare, hence why it's in here. So yeah, I'm sure John's on the case with the crank. Whether you can grind it and get undersized shells, I don't know. But it could be one where we stick the microphone on John at the crank grinder, innit?
Could be.
Get grinding the Ingenium. We haven't forgot about that. We do want to stick a microphone on John on the crank grinder, but he hasn't actually ground a crank for a while, has he?
No, he hasn't, to be fair.
Haven't had one to do. He's all caught up. So there does look like there's one sitting there. So as soon as he's on there, we'll get him mic'd up.
To tie him up, mic him up.
Mic him up.
So we'll let
get
you
him
go when you've
talking
done it.
to everyone. Lot of John fans out there, isn't there?
There is.
I brought you in here today, mate. We're going to go through some of the comments.
Yeah.
Picked a random video. Just so happens it's the more power to weight than a Bugatti Veyron Mark II, the Cosworths. Didn't really know whether people were getting sick of the Cosies or not. Seemed to get some positive comments, but
I think it's an even split, really, isn't it?
yeah, it's just one of them, innit? Like when I get 2 or 3 in, it just seems to be what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Whereas you boys are doing the other stuff. So we'll just have a little run through some of these, shall we, and see if we can
Little look.
see if we can have a little look, see if we can answer any. You need a 3rd channel for the Cosworths. Why?
I think that would be a little bit
A little bit much, isn't
pointless.
it?
Well, and you'd have about 100 subscribers on the Cosworth channel.
I mean, we could have 50 channels, couldn't we?
Yeah.
One for each engine, but
one for each subscriber.
the Cosworth is no. The reason we got the two is one, we like to do the engine stuff and the technical stuff and the moaning in the main one, don't we?
Yeah.
And all the fannying about in the other one, basically. So what we got here, let's have a little look. The more Cosworths you show, all the better for me, guys. Bring them on.
Mint.
Emojis. What will you do when the EPA come for you? Who are they?
It's an Environmental Protection Agency.
Really? How do you know that off the top of your head?
Why are they coming? Actually, or is that?
And why are they coming for us?
Oh, what have we done?
I don't know, but it'll make a good thumbnail and title when they do. Merc is sounding interesting. You're having a laugh.
Sounds like problems.
All done, they said. Good luck with getting the Subaru running.
Oh.
Bit negative, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it... In fact, probably a good time to tell them about the first Subaru that you did.
Running like a
perfect. Running like a dream.
Purring like a
lot better oil pressure than it had before. No smoke. Perfect.
Ideal.
And the man did get to his wedding.
Perfect.
Well done, Isaac.
Help the man out.
Don't ever stop doing Cosy motors. Just the best looking motor. They are quite a good looking engine.
They do look good, yeah.
To be honest.
Especially with a big old turbo on the side.
You know. Nice to see a positive, interesting show. Not the doom and gloom problem customer stuff. Cheers. Resubscribed.
Nice.
But I have done a few of the old court updates and what have you, but I know a lot of people, it seems to be a lot of people that comment. We get 200 or 300 comments, don't we, on a video?
Yeah.
It seems to be a lot of people that comment don't seem to like the court stuff and that. But it's all part of the business.
What's going on?
All part of the business, isn't it? The scoop. Why don't you all sign it and raffle it off?
Would anybody really want that from us? I don't know.
I don't know, but it's too late now because we've carved it up and put it back on the car.
Yeah, that's true. Take the little trimmings.
But would they want that?
I don't think they would.
I mean, would I want a scoop off?
I wouldn't want a crappy piece of fiberglass, to be honest.
Probably not.
With some scribbles on it.
Maybe not. But then we are famous, aren't we? So.
Oh, very famous.
Very, very famous. We use 205 blocks on the Pintos. Are they the same blocks as the Cossies?
Pretty similar, aren't they?
Similar. All took from the same casting, really.
Yeah.
The original 205 was the Pinto block. Then they went... There was the 205 then in the RS500, which was a thick-walled motorsport block.
Yeah.
Then the 205s were slightly different in the Sierras, the early two-wheel drive stuff. The 200 blocks were a thicker walled block, thicker than the 205 in the standard Sierras.
Yeah.
They're the ones that we tend to be able to get hold of. The 205 in the RS500 was thicker again.
Yeah.
Beefier again than the 200. All gets a bit complicated, doesn't it?
Yeah. They should have probably come up with some different engine codes,
different numbers,
rather than just calling everything a 205
or
then
they stick 200 in the mix.
Yeah.
So they're not the same blocks, no, but they are pretty much, they got took from the same.
Would you ever be able to just run one?
Yeah, I did one recently
right?
with a 205 Pinto block. All right, as long as you don't want to run too much power.
Yeah.
The trouble is with the 205s, we can't long stud them, and we all know that you don't know the history of them, and once they crack around the stud holes at the top, they're gone. So yeah, you never know when that's going to happen. So as long as you're not running too much power, it's an unknown.
Yeah.
Could go tomorrow, could last 10 years, fortunately. Tis the greatest YouTube channel.
Tis it?
Tis. Thank you very much, Big Turbo XR3.
Nice.
I'd like to see a picture of that. Big Turbo.
He's got one, has he?
His XR3. I don't know. That's what his name is.
Oh, that's just his name.
Yeah. Could easily watch 40 to 45 minutes of Barum engines. Lol. So interesting. Thank you very much. Sharon D. Could be the only female viewer we have.
Well, you never know.
I think it's because you're on the channel, mate, to be honest with you. Some tasty motors getting built there, Lee. Crank grinding when you can. Film it next, please. I think we will. We'll strap the old mic to John, innit?
Yeah.
Get him chatting away to you. Thrill you for half an hour. Only counts if you can put that power to the floor, he says. I'm assuming he means the Mark II with 550 horsepower. I would say when someone builds a Mark II Escort with 550 horsepower, the intention is not to have any grip.
Yeah, I can't imagine them thinking that they're going to be actually gripping.
Probably not. It's going to be more pub talk, more standing stationary,
More
while
doing
smoking the
burnouts,
tyres in third.
Yeah.
Sounds appealing to me.
Donutting in fifth.
I mean, most videos that you put on YouTube with Cosy powered Mark II and Mark I Escorts are doing exactly that, aren't they?
It's all they're able
All
to
going
do.
round in circles.
Yeah.
Sounds great to me.
Or having large accidents. They
Tend
to see them as well.
Did you get the flywheel off that mini engine? We did.
We did.
Although it wasn't successful.
No.
Well, it was successful because we got it off, but we had to cut it off.
Destroy it.
Only the second one we've ever had to cut off, unfortunately. A lot of people suggested in the comments about these fancy pullers. We did have a puller on it.
We had a pretty hefty puller on it, but it just wouldn't go.
It wasn't going nowhere, was it?
No heat, a puller. We broke... What did we do? No, we stripped some of the threads out on the clutch from pulling it so hard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, started to strip threads.
Well, there we go then. Oh, my mouse has give up now, mate. I think that's time to give up, innit? My mouse has gone. That just sums my day up.
The mouse has just given up.
The mouse has given up. The battery's gone. And I'm calling it a day.
Bloody hell. Not gone well, is it?
Not really.